Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we're back with another episode of Macross 7, episode 44, the one after everyone said goodbye. So how about you go ahead and remind us about how everyone said goodbye?
Essentially, a mission or an order comes from United Earth headquarters to the Macross 7 fleet, particularly Battle 7, saying, "Go ahead, find the planet and nuke it." That's your orders. Destroy them before they destroy us, right? And the problem is when they do the analysis, like these people are very powerful. If we send the fleet, we're all gonna die. So we gotta devise some other way of doing this. The plan that Max comes up with sending a stealth frigate, right? A single frigate with a select crew to get inside the caves and put the nukes inside, not risking the rest of the fleet if they fail, because they feel that they are going to fail. So they get everybody, all the people that we know, all the regulars to get there. But before they do that, Mylene is going to have it turns 15. And so I guess we're in 2046 right now. So a year has passed, although we didn't start with Mylene's birthday, so maybe less than a year. And everybody's celebrating, but Mylene knows that they're gonna go in to do this thing, right? This mission. And so she's very sad, and everybody's trying to say goodbye. Max talks to Melia and convinces Melia to become the temporary leader of the fleet, go back to her commission, I suppose, in the military, and reactivates her, I suppose. And she accepts, and they're preparing to do that. And everybody's saying goodbye. There's a scene between Akiko and Ray, where Akiko just, I guess, jumps into Ray's arms. Otherwise, she would have fallen flat on her face.
I think that's probably what happened.
And basically, everybody's leaving. Now, the plan is essentially to nuke the caves where the Proto-Delvin are. Sneak at F4 before they can show up, drop the nukes, and leave. Basara is going to go, though, and the rest of Sound Force. But Basara is like, oh, we're going to sing a concert. And I don't know what people are so mopey about, And it's like, dude, you might not come back from this one. That may be your last concert. But he's like, don't worry about that. Letting us know that it's his last he gets nuked. That he doesn't know about the nukes, right? Mylene is like, no, I got to go with them. Otherwise, I can't let them go without me. And Melia goes like, okay, you can go, but here's a trinket from the time that we were flying back in the war. Go get him, girl. And she flies off, and she managed to get in within the, I suppose, the fold bubble of the frigate, and that's the end of the episode.
One hopes. Otherwise, Max killed one of his kids. It occurred to me while you were talking that this show had the opportunity to be the Macross Battlestar Galactica. Like, once we introduce the characters, they're on a... Obviously, the difference here being that they're on an immigration fleet sort of thing. They're not running from something. There's obviously people to go back to if they wanted to. And then we introduce the Proto-Devlin, and they can hold the Cylon position. Yeah, which is, oh no, now there's this overwhelming threat we have to run away from. They're attacking us constantly. We don't know what to do. They're too strong for us to handle. And it becomes a survival thing. And sorry, I didn't put this out there. The first thing in my head is we don't have Basara. There's no Basara in my version of this story.
Yeah.
And we're just dealing with survival. It's like SDF Macross, but in this new setup with all these civilians and the Proto-Devlin are attacking us. And we get to hear, like, shorter story, no mystical arts or anything. I know I said I'm not going to harp on it, and I'm not really harping on it. I just wouldn't have it in this one.
No mystical power of music.
Yeah, well, I mean, no Basara element, right? Like, the weird musician who keeps jumping out. Maybe just have him killed the first time he goes out there, because we don't make him any stronger than anybody else. He's the weird rock musician who thinks he can be Min May, But as it turns out, that Min-Mei had the entire backing of the military, right? They were behind her because she had actual effect. And it turns out these guys just don't fucking care. We have him as the interposing element. The this isn't like it was before character. That he just fucking dies. And since nobody actually cared about him, because nobody actually knows who he is, he's
Yeah.
the 300th rocker in a lineup.
Yeah.
Just dies. And then we go forward from there. We start losing ships like we've been losing them. We keep trying to move forwards or at least get away from these guys, but they chase us. It could have been a real thing. Like, it could have been how 2000's Battlestar Galactica started. Obviously, we probably would have fucked it up in the same way, but just the idea of it. We had a real thing we could have done here. And people love Basara, so clearly those people fucking hate this pitch too. But I'm just thinking we could have gone real hard or real serious. I mean, well, what we could have done is we could have done Macross Plus, right? We just gone super serious. We just would have gone super serious in a less interpersonal way and more the narrative way. Like if we took SDF Macross and tried to remake it in the point of view of Macross Plus.
Yeah,
I think we could have done something there. I'm just saying, the last episode was so good because it's how I wish the rest of the show had been. That all these relationships matter, all the ways that we're dealing with everything in a serious manner matter. Basara didn't do anything crazy last episode. Basara was like, "No, you can't come with us." Because I care about you as a person and I don't want you to be in danger.
Get hurt.
Yeah. It wasn't, I'm smarter than the rest of you. He had the point of view of somebody who just cared about another person. And it's like...
Yeah.
And then he says, it's your birthday. You should be happy on your birthday. And then he goes and sings up on the roof. It's like... Those are elements of like a 2000s MTV young adult show. Right? He didn't do something crazy. He wasn't like super important, overpowered main character. He was normal guy in normal guy situation. It's like, I like this Basara. I wish that this Basara was the Basara we got. The stuff he didn't explain made sense, because one, he doesn't know, and two, even if he thinks it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Perfectly acceptable not to have to explain that bit.
Yeah.
It was a good episode. None of the problems I've had in any other episode. And it wasn't like sprinkled with the mystery you have to figure out. We know what they're going up to, and we know the problems they're going to face.
Yeah. They're outnumbered, not outnumbered, but certainly outgunned, going into a dangerous situation they know little about other than vague locations. To use weaponry that, if you really think about it, in the history of the show so far, has only worked once. And that was
twice.
Against the Centrati. No, they used it twice, but it didn't work against Birdman.
It clearly it had a bad effect on Birdman because Birdman had to run away, and it was the threat that it was going to kill Sarah. So obviously it was effective, and if that technology is proto-Devlin, that means that has an effect on it. If it's proto-culture, that's still pretty high-tech technology, and it still would have an effect on it. So I'm willing to say that if they're not just planting one nuke and walking, then it's probably going to have an effect.
We'll see about it. I'm saying that it's not, because if it were, this would be the last episode, basically, or second to last episode.
Well, we don't know what the trials and tribulations of getting there are going to be, right? We have to sneak in. Two, we have to get in there with ground forces, which have turned out to not be great. Because if you remember, Gepernik's real name, not off the top of my head, Ivanov something, I think I want to say. They were the best of the best. That's why they got sent in there, and they just got fucking rocked. Like, right off the bat, like lightning killed or incapacitated a bunch of people, and a bunch of people got taken over. So the best of the best could not handle it. And now we're sending in the elites of some random expeditionary force. So, yeah, I mean, anything could happen. The next 2 episodes could be, oh no, Max and Mylene got taken over by the 7th guy, or whatever.
Yeah.
And now we have to deal with how do we handle 2 of our own men being switched to the opposite team.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if this episode delays stuff or rushes forward, because that's kind of thing that just a pattern here. You have a couple of episodes which just are about some other stuff, and then you like rush to the point, and then back to delaying tactics, and then rushing again. So
also, Sybil's gonna fucking show up.
Is she?
She has to.
She's pretty weak. She was pretty weak last time.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we don't even know what she would do when she shows up. Like, how does she affect anything? She's a random element.
Yeah. I think the only reason why she show up is to save Basara, basically.
But obviously she has to show up. You don't just let her fly off. She's not the Mega Road.
True.
Which I feel is a biting retort to the narrative of Macross as a whole so far. It'd be cool. We wrote in all of the characters in the show wandering off, except for, like, I don't know, say 2? Just wander off, and I don't know. How many years did it take us to write this? Never show them again. Or even, let's just reference them in the opening narrative of 2 shows down the line. We don't care what happens to them, right? This would be a perfect time, by the way, to see how they grow up as adults and have changed over time, to recognize the world around them and the relationships that they've been in, conceivably for, 30 years now? Who cares about that? We play to a younger audience. They're into rock music, right?
I like the guitars, yeah, sure.
Min-May was a hit, right? That music doesn't play to the kids of today. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
I mean, granted, they are making another show, right? A movie and a show. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'd be down for another series dealing just with the Mega Road. What happened to the Mega Road? Why is it that with 30 years of technological advances, nobody caught up with it? Why is Flower Girl an immortal ghost?
I think the reason what the in a meta explanation, Mega Road hasn't been found is simple. It's like people kept asking for stories about those characters, and Kawamori was like, "No, we're not doing. We're done. We're moving on."
God, I hate it when I have a built-in fan base. God, I hate those people. It reminds me of Gynax, the co-founder who quit after 4 episodes of Gurren Lagann because he made online statements about the fans being like, I can't remember exactly what he said. It's like the equivalent of saying these fucking neckbeards, And then people found out what he said. He like immediately stepped down from the company. These people care too much about the stuff I fucking make. They need to get the fuck out of here and get some lives.
I mean, I can also get that you want to do something new, right? And don't want to have to repeat and go back to the past all the time.
Yeah, I do hate money.
Come on.
Look, if you got fans that just want more stuff because they love the stuff that you made, what's the harm? If you want to do something new, put those characters into those new situations that you want to write. Or, I don't know, take those new characters and then add new characters. You are the fucking creator of the universe. You can do anything you want to do. So long as you include those old characters that we want.
I mean, that's what they're doing here. They include their old characters.
Yeah. And God, I'm so happy they did, because otherwise this show would be so much worse. Can you imagine watching Macross 7 without Max and Milia? They're the anchor holding this all together. They're barely in it.
I do like the designs of the ship, right? They seem like a mixture of old and new, like they took influences from the Centrali a little bit.
30分後に我が艦スターゲイザーはバロータ星系第4惑星の周回軌道にフォールドする。もう一度今回の作戦を確認する。我々はイリーナ早川少尉の報告にあったプロトデビルンが封じ込められている洞窟を吸収、反応弾で殲滅する。これが今回の作戦、オペレーションスターゲイザー。
Didn't react.
各隊は目標地点への攻撃を絶対任務と考え、速やかに行動すること。部隊は12に分かれ、それぞれ別行動で攻撃目標に向かってもらう。部隊の呼称は今回の作戦名にちなみ、12級星座で呼ぶことにする。そして攻撃ポイントのコードネームはポーラスターだ。ポーラスターにたどり着く。それを優先任務と考えてくれ。たとえ最後の一機となろうとも、反応弾を敵の本拠地に撃ち込むのだ。
気に入らねえな。
バサラ、
俺たちには爆弾なんていらねえよ。歌で必ずあいつらの心を動かしてみせる。
そんな
Hey, see
は
reaction.
ない。許可できない。この作戦の失敗は許されないのだ。マクロス7だけではなく、全銀河の運命がかかっているのだ。
だからこそ俺は本気で歌いたいんだ。
Sing all the way. We put your nukes on remote control anyway. If you try to get away, we're blowing you up.
俺は歌いに来たんだぜ。
まあ待てバサラ。
えい。
マクシミリアン司令、バサラに歌を歌うチャンスをください。
Please alert them as much as possible that we're here
動かすことができるか
on
も
this
しれません。
stealth fucking mission.
いいだろう。サウンドフォースがポーラスターに一番早く突入できた場合のみ、反応弾ではなく歌を聴かせることを許可する。
ありがとうございます。
マクシミリアン司令、最終突入フォールドの時間です。
すぐブリッジに戻る。
Again, I also want to deride Bassar here for the asshole move of coming all this way before throwing a hissy fit.
ガマリさん。ガマリさん、これ。
今は何もおっしゃらないでください。この作戦が終わってからゆっくりとお話し。
He's throwing a hard death flag though.
私たちにもしものことがあったら。
ミレーヌさん、その言葉は戦場に向かう人間にとって禁句ですよ。
最後の挨拶は済んだか。
最後じゃない。我々ダイヤモンドフォースは必ず任務を
Don't interrupt them, you asshole.
まずは俺の歌
Are
を
you
聴かせ
done?
てやっから。
Like,
一番乗りしたらだぞ。
するさ。
それはどうかな。
大丈夫さ。
じゃあ勝負するか。
無理なんじゃねえか。
そんなことやってみなきゃわからない。
ガムリン、一番乗りは俺だ。
大丈夫かどっか。寝ぼけていると振り落とされるぞ。
先陣は我々アリエス隊だ。イリンダ少尉、位置案内を頼むぞ。
自分はあの第4惑星に行くのは2度目であります。
he didn't shave.
Well, alright, what's your star sign?
何慌てて
Don't have one.
You don't know?
I don't have one. I
Aquarius.
don't care for it.
Doesn't
I
matter.
mean,
You don't
it is
have to...
Aquarius.
Mine's Aquarius. Okay, that's right. I think we covered that we're like, you're 6 days after my birthday.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's still on the border. You could have been in a different...
I could have been Capricorn, but no. Or, no, that's earlier. Ah.
So
That's one thing I don't
I don't
debate.
know that shit. I just know which one mine is. You know, I don't watch racing. I still have a favorite racer. Just so I'm like, when you're watching shit with other people, you know, you have something. Mark Martin, by the way.
作戦が始まれば通信は完全封鎖される。だから今のうちに言っておく。しっかり歌ってこい。
了解。
Well, Papa, crying.
これをこする
I think
I
Gurava
just brought
actually
that up,
understands
too. Oh, fuck. Death flags all over the goddamn place.
Yeah.
Oh my friends.
イレーヌ出遅れんじゃねえぞ。
何よ、いつも遅れてくるのはバッサラの方でしょ。
おいおい、今回はいつものライブと違うんだぞ。もうちょっと緊張しろ。会場は敵の本拠地なんだからな。
思いっきり騒いじゃおう。
ファイヤー。
ゼロ。よし。フォールド開始。フォールド
And Ray has it the worst. He's looking at a drum concert in his back of his head all the time.
ステルスフリゲート、スターゲイザー最終フォールド確認。オペレーションスターゲイザー開始されました。
成功率は 0.00001%。
So the same.
あとは祈るのみですな。
Who do you pray to? You know who created you, and you killed them.
Is she listening to the military?
No, she's just remember they play it on like all the radios and shit. I think it's funny when they were putting together the Macross 7 expedition, and they thought, we'll probably need a stealth for it. Oddly, referring to the dream as a very specific thing.
スコーピオン隊、アクエリアス隊、ピスケス隊、射出。すべての星座、射出終了しました。よし、我が艦はこの空域より離脱する。了解。ブルーゲーザーの準備は。はい、準備は進めております。しかし、マクシミリアン司令。各星座の戦力が10分の1に低下したとき、ブルーゲーザーを発動する。準備を急げ。了解しました。
So I'm assuming it's a ship-sized nuke or something? I guess we didn't.
Effective enough.
I guess we didn't have any backup VF-15s or VF-17s. So we're throwing out basic ass VF-11s.
やるな、ガムリン。腕は落ちてないな。どっか。よし、見えた。フォーラス隊一番乗りだ。おかしい。サウンドフォースはなぜ現れない。バサラのやつ、あんなに張り切っていたのに。死ねー。バサラか。
Yeah, sounds like the last song of the series.
あいつら、この作戦の意味が全然分かってないぜ。まさか、おとりになるつもりなのか。
It'd be a lot like Mylene if that was the case. Not Mylene. Min-May is what I meant to say.
こそこそすんのは性に合わねえ。堂々と歌いながら一番乗りだ。
Yeah, because he doesn't understand basic military strategy and tactics. He's like, I just want to be loud.
The worst song for a fetus. The slow beat.
バサラ君が歌い始めました。
まだ作戦開始から15分も経っていません。なぜこんなに早く。ミリア艦長、バロータ星系第4惑星では何が起こっているのでしょうか。
You're the one looking at the readout. What? 'I just appreciate that the people back in the fleet recognize that Basar is fucking it up. See, you can't have sound boosters here because they launch from the Battle 7.
Yes, those are booby speakers for those who are keeping track.
Oh, shame we didn't make any extra headphones for him. Of course, Gamel's not going to let them go undefended. Yeah, we all have flaws. God damn it, Aquarius. Oh, is Max gonna write it in himself?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's just the name of his own thing. Okay.
Well, that's the VF-21. He's flying the VF-21.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't think so. If he is,
Yes,
he's
it
doing
is.
it manually, which isn't the way you're supposed to do the VF-21. The thing is, there's nothing about the VF-21's layout that makes it stand out to me, so it's only the command structure of the VF-21 that matters. I think it's the first time he's missed. We're like lost fucking puppies.
There goes Sound Force. Oh, Emerald Force.
Yeah, I was about to say, what are you talking about? Because I was about to say, those are the first time I've heard his squad mates' names ever. I appreciate she says we can't dodge that, but they're actually sitting still. Yeah. I guess those are still piloted ones.
こいつら
Yeah.
いつになく戦闘美に輝いているな。ならば私もその美に花を添えてやろう。いらんやはり追ってきたな。何隊長、ガムリン隊長、ガムリン。
Does nobody ever fucking eject in these shows?
All the time.
I have not.
いやいや
ミレーヌしっかりしろ。
ガムリンさんガムリンさん
Well, now you're gonna have to pull back to that thing where he said sing with all your emotions, even if it's rage, anger, or sadness. Because I think he just fucking inspired you for the end of the show. Hey, remember when they had emotions too?
なんでわかりやがらねえんだ。
Fucking Max.
しまった、運命はやつだ。
Every day Max is like, Bastar's gonna fuck this up, and I'm gonna use that distraction to get here.
オーラスター確認。
Oh, thank God, he's trying to get away. It seems.
作戦完了。反応弾爆発まであと120秒。敵、直ちに大気圏外へ離脱せよ。
マックス艦長か。
ミレーヌ、この区域から離れるぞ。
だってパパは敵はまだいっぱい。
私は大丈夫だ。帰還しろミレーヌ。
どういうこと？パパは？パパ？ねえパパ？
ミレーヌ、
だってパパは残るつもりなの。やだパパ戻ってパパ。
どうするつもりだバサラ。
ミレーヌの A さんを連れ戻してくる。
バサラ、私も行く。
邪魔なんだよお前は。とっとと帰れ。
やだ。
120 seconds.
やだ。私もパパを助けに。
2 minutes and counting.
Depending on when the credits start, might still be this episode.
さあ
ミラー、やったぞ。バサラなぜ来た。命令違反だぞ。
He never obeyed orders to begin with.
Is his shield gonna be stronger than a nuke?
No.
I appreciate that Gavel's doing, like, something. Oh, man.
何が起こったの？
この時を待っていた。
Maybe you forgot we are as gods.
利用された。なんてやつらだ。これで我々は帰る手立てを失ったわけですね。
我が名はゲペルニッチ。サンプルどもよ、共に夢を語ろうではないか。 星の瞬きの間に。
ゲペルニッチ。
I gotta say, if the last episodes keep this up, it's getting better and better.
Yeah.
It's built itself on the back of, like, we built the show in a swamp, and the show sank. So we built another show on top of it. And just like 40 episodes leading up to this, we built on top of as some sort of weird setup for all the characters, so you know exactly what every character is like. Fucking Gamlin, man. I was hoping we were inverting it, or subverting it, rather.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, oh, Gamlin's giving us all these fucking death flags. There's no way they're gonna kill Gamlin. We already killed Kinryu, and Kinryu was our guy for this season. Certainly thought they were about to kill Max. Possibly even Basara. Well, after you kill Gamlin, like, where do you go, right? It's like, fuck it, all bets are off.
Yeah.
I don't want to write that X. I don't want to put that X on the board.
Well, we got how many episodes left?
5, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah.
Ah, man.
死んだガブリンさんを返して。
ミレーヌ、まだライブは終わっちゃいねえ。
私たち何のために歌ってきたの？
プロトデビルの方に俺の歌を必ず分からせてやる。
次回野望の第4惑星。
過激にファイヤー。
I will also say missed opportunity for it to be the 7th planet of the system. Everything's been 7 so far.
Stretching the analog.
Are you on the last frame?
Yes.
Body in the snow?
Looks like it.
Gamlin?
Huh? We're about to find out.
Could have
Well, I guess we'll
ejected?
find out.
Yeah, not today. Not finding out today.
Not
But-
today.
I mean, again, one, he's either, like the previous episode, that whole discussion we had about her being upset was all about Gamlin saying you need to feel your emotions more when you're singing. So either the loss of Gamlin is going to inspire her to be as strong as Basara when she sings. Possibly both. Sorry, I haven't said the second thing yet, but possibly both. That Gamlin could still be alive. That maybe he did eject, and somehow we just didn't see it. My problem here is that the duality in this, in that I want the characters to be able to die, because that gives them stakes. And without stakes, then what do I fucking care if every character's immortal or plot armored? But 2, I would also be happy if Gamlin was alive, because I like Gamlin as a character. Like top 4 characters.
Yeah.
So if that is the end card kind of spoiling that there's, because could be anybody, right? It could be somebody from next episode, something happens, or somebody falls out into the snow. But if it's Gamlin ejected last minute and got blown away from the explosion, I mean, my bullshit alarm is going off, like, that's bullshit. But at the same time, I can live with it. But it just makes me kind of a hypocrite. You know, the hypocrisy of people should die. God, please don't kill that guy.
But we didn't see Sybil show up in this episode, so
Yeah, there's plenty of time. Obviously, because the nuke plan, or sorry, the reaction weaponry plan is ended. I mean, technically, they still have
right in the sense that I think it would have worked and destroyed the body. Because otherwise, what's his name wouldn't be trying to pull it off, like get it out of there, you know. Of course, he had the power to teleport it away. So.
Well, it answers a question that I think you posed a long time ago, and I thought they didn't. Is that you said, can they fold? Because they're getting long distances, but we keep seeing. My problem was that we kept seeing them like fly off the planet, and then they fly past the Gepernik's fleet, which is somewhere in between the planet and Macross 7 fleet. So it just seemed like they flew. Also, not helped by Civil flying across the entire galaxy, implying, I don't even know, greater than light speeds. But apparently they also have folds too, so.
Yeah.
In which case, maybe don't set the missiles up with 2 minutes, with 2 minutes of countdown timer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do appreciate Gabble is like, pull it out! You know, they're like trying to do something. They're like, didn't ignore it. Oh, it was a dud. Keep fighting them. Great episode. It was a great episode. I mean, even the Basara pissing me off moment was just, he didn't like affect anything. They planned around it, which is great.
At least Ray was like, let us try, right? And Basara was like, I'm going to save your father. I'm going to do the right thing and sacrifice myself, which shows that he's not a bad guy. He's just obtuse, basically.
Right. Again, the fact that they, like, if you get there first, you can do whatever you want. It's like, okay. And then Basara sings anyway. And they're like, does he not know what kind of plan this is? It's like, get a distraction, whatever. It's like, okay. And then Max, well, to be fair, Max says they're going to do his plan if less than 10% of the other people are operational. And we heard just about every other constellation, at least half the constellations, got knocked out.
Wiped out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he launches. But again, he doesn't use the command system of the VF. Or I guess it's a YF. Must be a YF.
No, a VF because it's probably a production module.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We don't know if it's a production model, and we've only seen one. So it might be a YF. He might just have like, hey, I'd like to get me one of those. And just says, like, for all we know, this is Max's personal. He bought it off the market, right?
Well, how to construct it.
But again, he's not using the command system, which is what makes it's what makes the VF or YF, whatever it is. I'm going to say YF right now. YF-21, what it is. Because that's like 1-for-1. It's just, I guess, showing off that Max doesn't need it. He's a good enough pilot without it. But otherwise, it's a weird-ass helmet on a weird-ass jet.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
Well, you said, but also. So I was waiting for...
Oh, but I would say also it's because the YF-21 has the way it actually can reshape its wings and stuff like that. So it's
on a thought
even
process.
Without
You need a thought. No, because remember, it's like I can feel my legs, and then the back of it reshapes. I can feel my arms, and then the front of it reshapes. You have to have that mental connection in order to make it like respond to you. It's the entire point of it. It's like it can do these weird things, but it can do these weird things when you sync up to it mentally. Versus the VF-19, which is built. Yeah, it's built to be better controlled by a better pilot. So it's not really taking advantage of the YF-21, but at the same time, possibly planned to die in the explosion. So maybe didn't care. Also, he's the best pilot in the show.
There you go.
Well, seeing him fly down the hallway was what I've been commenting on about Gamlin versus Dyson. Dyson was fucking fast, accomplished a bunch of shit in the first episode before we see him get shipped off to that base. He's super fast, capable. He does these high maneuver moves. Gamlin is like point, shoot. Point, shoot. Point, shoot. You know, it's real slow shit. But then we see Max, and Max is whoa, 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 whoa. You know, he's doing supernatural shit. It's like, that's the best pilot. That's the Macross Plus level of piloting. Max got better with age.
Yeah,
I
agree.
All right. But I kind of wish that we did these in a recording order where the best episodes came first. Because it feels like by the time we get to the end, we're kind of talked out and we don't have as much to say about the really good episodes.
I mean, it's a good episode. Okay, I would say this. It's kind of the idea that these are very good episodes, but if I were just watching this by myself, I would never have reached this point. I would have quit like episode 20 or something like that. I would like whatever, right? It in a more compressed manner. Again, my biggest criticism is there's a lot of wasted time in this series. If this had come in a more compressed manner, then you would have felt like, oh yeah, this is what's going to happen next. So it would have been more rewarding. But by the time you get here, you're like, oh, it's like somebody waking you up. You're sleeping in your desk, and somebody wakes you up like, oh, what happened? Oh, yeah, that's a thing. You know, that's how it feels like. Like, oh, yeah. And
I feel like I said this a number of times. I don't remember if I've said it during Macross, but I have a high level for bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not terribly bothered. I'd probably in the same boat that if I was watching this alone, I might not have kept going. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's not that bad. I've watched worse stuff. But there would probably be a point where I would just be like, okay, I just want to know what happens to Max. Does Max make it through this series? And would have just read the Wikipedia entry. What happens to Max?
So this is okay, yeah.
Yeah, that sort of thing. But at the same time, during our watch through, I've been that like, oh, is this gonna happen? I've been piecing the mystery together the whole time. Granted, I think the only mystery that was left is what Skeppernick's playing. Because Skeppernick's like, the thing is finally happening. Because, you know, he refers to the dream as like an object at this point. The dream is coming to me. It's like, what the hell does that mean? I thought the dream was like a prophecy. It's not a prophecy. What the fuck is it? How can the dream come to you? Unless the dream is, I'm going to inhabit another person's body. Someone who has actual authority.
Or she gets to inhabit Basara's body and be able to get spiritual directly. Be able to control the source of spiritual.
I think you're maybe 50% right. I had an epiphany right when I was finishing my sentence, and then you said Basara, and I was like, no. And then I was like, wait, maybe.
Or Mylene.
No, not Mylene. Definitely not Mylene. Maybe Basara, though. Or Max. My thought process now is, what is the dream? The dream is the spiritual farm. How does that tie into these people? If Skeppernick takes over Max and nobody fucking knows, he can then order these people to do things which might create a spiritual farm. Right? Get all the people where you need them to be able to harvest them without them knowing. Basically, full authority over your samples. So that's what I was saying with Max, and you said Basara, and I was like, no, but wait. Basara is the #1 music hit in the galaxy. What if he tells all of his people to have a concert here? Or some shit. People will be showing up from all across the galaxy to do it. What greater spiritual farm can there be? Plus, all these people are going to be hyped for it, so they're already going to have more spiritual than normal.
Yep.
That's my guess. My guess about what the dream is. Final thought?
We are going to the end, so this is the end run, either way. I wish this episode had happened. Again, I keep saying that for the millionth time. I wish this episode had happened sooner. But it's a good episode overall.
Would have been a great 8-episode OVA, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?